This is RadioFire.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here. My man Greg in the building. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
And R. Kelly has dominated the news, and not in a way that I don't think he wanted.
R. Kelly done bent over and grabbed his own ankles. That's what he done did, man. He done did it this time, man.
Yeah, you don't see him getting out of this one?
No, son. No.
Mugshot was released yesterday after the arrest for child support.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This dude, man. I mean, this guy. I just don't understand him, man. You know. And me and you talked about this before. I just don't understand his
the logic.
Yeah, I don't, man. It's like
the lack thereof.
But if these latest allegations are true, you know, you definitely is a sick mofo. You know, it's like I don't understand this dude. It's like, man, you know, you a mega star, superstar, 52 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, your name is R. Kelly. You a superstar. I mean, man, you could have any woman you want, pretty much.
When you say woman, how old do you mean?
I said woman, not a child. Right. I said woman.
Yeah, I just look at legal.
I don't understand it. Man.
Yeah.
You know, let me ask you a question, man. What do you think a 52-year-old guy, and let's just throw a number out there, even 21. Let's just say a 21-year-old girl.
Same age as Azriel.
Yeah. Well, what do you think they got in common? I mean, what do they talk about? What, the newest iPhone or some shit like that? I mean, what do you talk about?
Yeah. There's nothing to talk about. R. Kelly has a daughter the same age as that girl.
You know, I got two boys, 23 and 24. And I can't relate to that generation. Because everything is different now.
I mean, it's not like your dad or my dad, we could relate to them when we was 20 or teenagers.
Right.
Like we listened, but some stuff they said, we just didn't get it.
No, you don't. I mean, me being 46, what would me and a 21, let alone a 17-year-old, have to talk about? What is it to talk about? Nothing.
Right.
I mean, I don't see what he could be possibly getting out dealing with younger females. I'm gonna use that word. What is he getting out of it? Is it the control? The I'm up here, you down here, and yeah. I mean, I don't know. You know.
Well, that's as far as what he's facing. People have been accusing him of harboring a so-called sex cult, where he's supposed to abuse women, control every aspect of their life, including when they go to the bathroom, when they eat. To me, it was sounding like the Mac. You know what I mean? Like he was on some pimp shit. He was like, be cool, baby, be cool. You know what I mean? I mean, so we saw the interview, bits and pieces. Tomorrow they're going to play the full interview tomorrow on CBS. 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. And so they've shown us bits and pieces of it. Tomorrow they're going to play the entire thing.
I think that interview, from what I've saw so far, was a disaster.
Well, let's say this. It was entertaining to watch.
Oh, it was funny.
But it was a disaster.
To me, yeah, I mean, we laughing and joking, but who is advising this guy? You know, I mean, it's because the first thing I'm like, you're up there, you don't have no lawyer, you're just, you're the stuff that you're saying can be used against you in a court of law.
Yes.
I mean, I don't understand. Evidently, he's not listening to nobody.
I'm sure because he has a decent attorney, and I'm sure that he didn't consult his attorney when he did that.
The attorney wasn't there.
Right, because your attorney would have been present and would have stepped in and said, "No, we can't talk about that," exactly. Or "No, don't say nothing about it." Whispered in his ear, "Don't say nothing about that," or something like that.
Because to me, this did not help him. It hurted him as far as even the public image.
Why do you think he did it?
To try to get people on his side.
Yeah.
You know, because all these years, you never heard him comment. He never said anything about these cases.
Right.
Pretty much.
Right.
You know, and you know, I guess he was thinking, well, it's time for the public to hear my side, but he didn't help himself none. No. You know, dude, okay, you sit up there and you say, I got 2 girlfriends, 21, 23. They're kids. You're 52. You're 30 years older than them. What could y'all possibly, I mean, what did you have in common?
A lot of people that I've been seeing on social media talking about this seem to point to the fact that, okay, so these girls are not being held against their will. Right. If they wanted to leave, it's clear that they can leave. All right?
Yeah.
Are they being manipulated and brainwashed? I would say, yeah.
Probably.
But they're not being physically held against their will. They weren't kidnapped, and they're old enough to be able to make their own choices.
True. And you're right.
So that part, but that doesn't mean he ain't do none of the stuff that he's been accused of. That just means that those girls, those 2 girls, he paraded them out. Do you think that was a mistake?
Yeah, because the question goes back. Let's just say the 21-year-old. Okay, how long have you been messing with her?
That's another thing. She's 21 now. But what about before?
And it's not like you just started messing with her.
Yeah.
Like, how long ago did you start messing with this girl? I mean, because all of this stuff is going to come into play. I mean, that's not what he's being accused for with those 2. But you know, it goes to question, if they're 21, if the girl's 21 now, how long has this been going on?
Right.
You know.
Right. So the parents of these girls, because there were allegations and very bad things said about the parents, not only by R. Kelly, but by the girls themselves. They're going to look back at this later, years later, and I'm going to tell you, as well as I'm sitting here, they are going to later on say he was abusing them. Years later, I'm talking about, when they reflect back on this, it's gonna be like, yeah, I said that. You know what I mean? They're gonna recant this stuff and say something else.
What I think, man, with these 2 girls, and I'm not gonna keep talking about these 2, but with these 2 girls, I think he got them accustomed to a lifestyle,
right,
of maybe living in a luxury apartment or wherever he stays at, and you know, they thinking that they on top of the world.
Yeah,
but pretty soon they're not going to be staying with him because he's not going to have a place to stay.
Right. Did you think that Gail threw him under the bus when she said, everybody knows that he stays in the Trump Tower in Chicago? I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either. I was surprised.
Everybody didn't know that. She threw it, but maybe some of the industry insiders knew that. But the general public did not know that.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that. And I was shocked when I heard. I was like, huh? He stays at Trump Tower in Chicago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't even know a Trump Tower was there, let alone.
I didn't know that either. Yeah.
I was a little surprised at that one, you know.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, this guy didn't really stepped into a big pile of crap on this one, man. I mean, you know, because really he's being accused of what, 10 counts of
10 counts. 10 counts.
Yeah, 10 counts, you know, because I guess this stemmed from the raid that they did on his studio,
yep.
right? In which I guess they got into a safe and found tapes of him having sex with minors.
Yep. Multiple.
Multiple minors. Now, this is what he's being charged with, not the 2 girls, 21 and 23.
Right.
Jocelyn and whatever her name is. I mean, just like you told me, man. I mean, what idiot records this stuff?
Right.
And keeps it.
Right.
You know, I mean,
because if there were no videotapes, and we're just talking about the girl's words against his words, he would probably get the benefit of the doubt.
It would be the same thing that happened in the early 2000s.
Right.
The same result.
But they have videotapes.
Right.
Because he liked taping himself.
Evidently he does. And these are different girls than that shit that happened in 2000s or early 2000s videotape.
And when he referenced Double Jeopardy, he doesn't even know what Double Jeopardy means.
This is not Double Jeopardy.
These are different girls.
Yeah.
different case.
Yeah. He is. I mean, for somebody that's musically a genius, he's an idiot.
He is an idiot. You know? So he said that I only have 350K in the bank.
Now listen, man. I'm watching the interview pertaining to that. Okay, I happened to go down Bank of America. Was it a couple of weeks or a week, whatever he said, and I only got
for the first time.
For the first time. Now you've been a superstar for like the last 27, 25, 30 years almost. You mean
30 years of my life.
Now, me, man. Now, all jokes aside,
yeah,
I don't go to the bank. I check my shit online. I do all my transactions online.
Easy, yeah.
So you can go on your phone and type in your app, you know, Bank of America, whatever it is, and you can see what your account statement is.
Right.
So you mean to tell me you did not know what you had in your account?
And you don't have to go in the bank. Like you said, you don't have. There's multiple. You can check over the phone too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's multiple ways for to do these things.
Right.
So he said he had other people doing the stuff for him.
No, because that's bullshit. Because you can clearly see statement summaries on transactions, whether it was deposits or withdrawals. You can take a picture of a check nowadays and have that deposited into your account. So all that crap about that's all I had left. Now, whether it was bad business deals or people robbing him, probably was, or just careless spending. Maybe the lawsuits.
All of those things, and Gail brought that up. Yeah. The fact that some people say that you don't have any money because you were paying out all this money constantly.
Right.
And he's like, that's lies. That's lies. Well, how the hell do you know? Maybe somebody's paying out money and didn't tell you about it, right? Maybe. I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Everything is lies. You know, he denies everything. Now listen, man, you know, how can you keep denying this stuff?
Right. The marriage to Aaliyah is not a lie.
And he still denies that.
We saw you on videotape pissing on a little girl. That ain't no lie. We saw it.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Right.
I know. I mean, and then, you know, he wants to, you know, be up there throwing a fit and you fighting for your life. Dude, you doing this to yourself. Nobody's doing this to you. I mean, that's the thing that kills me with him. Now, I did not agree with the Lifetime special. Was that R. Kelly, whatever it was?
Surviving R. Kelly.
Surviving R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Because now I'm a comment.
What didn't you agree about?
For one, that special was talking about past stuff, you know. And two, man, with this Lifetime thing. Now, if you go with the Bill Cosby, Dr. Dre, you go with all the people that they're burying.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, well, not yet, but it seems like they're burying people with this with this show, you know. And every year in January,
they have a show where a black guy is the subject of it.
Right.
You know, we have the Michelle A was the year before that, or 2 years before. Well, year before that. Yeah.
You know, and it's getting ridiculous. I mean,
was that Surviving Compton?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's
Surviving Compton.
What it was, you know, and it's getting to the point. Okay, and then now they talking about doing the Michael Jackson thing, the Leaving Neverland bullshit. You know, it's like, come on, y'all keep trying to parade these people to sway public opinion, and it's all for ratings, and you're destroying people in the process because you're bringing up old shit. Now with the R. Kelly thing, I will say,
but hold up for a second. It's not like the stuff is not true. So even if it's old, it's like we watched New Edition. That was old stuff.
Yeah, but that was their story. They were telling it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, like with the Michael Jackson thing, y'all bringing up stuff, and then you got these two guys. Here they are out of the blue after they didn't testify as kids that he didn't touch me, and then
that's true.
People actually sitting up there listening to
multiple times.
Shit. Michael Jackson been dead 10 years now. You know, it's like, come on, man. You know, it's and like I said, I'm getting tired. Always call Lifetime the male bashing channel.
Well, they
always
living
called
up.
it
They
that.
living up.
I've always called
the
it
movies.
that,
The
you know?
movies do the same stuff.
You know, but yet you got these other cocksuckers like Elvis Presley, Hugh Hefner, all these other motherfuckers. What was it, Woody Allen? All these motherfuckers. You know, I mean, that's these Catholic priests. Why they ain't doing a special on that? You know, but yet they want to talk about like Bill Cosby. They bringing up shit 30, 40 years ago, whether it's true or not. How you gonna prove it?
Well, here's the thing, and you bring up a great point. Mm-hmm. Yes, but let's. I think it's deeper. I think it's not that deep as tearing the black man down. Yeah. I think they strictly. I think you give them too much credit. I think they strictly thinking about ratings and a demo, right? And the same women that watch those Lifetime movies is the same people that they trying to reach. And an Elvis Presley story or Woody Allen or you know any of those Hugh Hefner, they ain't gonna be, their demos not gonna be interested in those stories. No, they're gonna be interested in the black people stories.
And Diamond, you're right. You're absolutely
right. We
gotta
do those white people stories and bury them. Because they ain't gonna do it.
They control that network.
Yes.
And see, they're putting out stuff that's going to benefit them.
Yes.
You know, that's why you see all these black people, you know, getting destroyed. Now, like I said, I'm not sitting up here defending any of them, and like especially with R. Kelly, but it's like when that series came out, I didn't even watch it. Because I'm like, okay, well, what he done did now? Right. Oh, it's just old stuff, but they bringing up all this, they digging up all this old stuff, and then this stuff led to, you know, his studio getting raided. Yeah. And then, you know, some safe, and they find the stuff that he's being accused of now, the videotapes.
Right.
Okay, one thing led to another. But, you know, like I say, that this Lifetime thing, man, this needs to stop. Or blacks should just boycott it, man, because it's garbage, man.
It is garbage, but the thing about it is just like reality TV.
It sells.
It sells. We know that it's fast food, but it's convenient, and they put a lot of salt on it so it tastes good, but it's really of no substance.
Right.
These are fast food TV shows.
True.
You know what I mean? And stuff can be taken from it. I mean, do you think 10, 15 years, 20 years from now, there's going to be Chris Brown stories like this? Probably.
You know, probably. So who do you blame, the parents or R. Kelly?
You know, it's tough because I definitely feel that the parents have some blame in this, but not as much as R. Kelly does.
Right.
But, you know, if, you know, your boys, I don't think your boys rap, right?
No.
Devon raps. And so if I had no ability to help him with music, but I saw somebody that I thought could, that's the mindset of these parents. They're going to try to push, you know, help my boy, you know, something like that, or help my daughter. And so they're coming at it from that aspect.
Right.
Now, initially, that's innocent enough. But if the person that you push it to is someone that has the reputation of R. Kelly, and you still keep going, something's wrong there.
Right, because not all these parents, but some of these parents are just willing to sacrifice, you know, their child for $1 or success, you know, for them to become a star, for them to make it. And they overlooking all that, you know, this guy's past, and let's just say this girl is a young teenager aspiring to be a singer, you know, and okay, it's one thing, working with R. Kelly, that's one thing, but make sure she got supervision. If one of the parents can't be there,
and that's how they started.
Another adult should be there.
But let's just say it wasn't music. Let's just say this was a regular job at the bank, and he really was pushing their daughter to work at this company, right?
Right.
And R. Kelly is the CEO, not a singer. He's the CEO of this Fortune 500 company,
right?
And the girl starts working there, or being around, or interning, and then becomes his girlfriend.
Right.
Will we be looking at that any different?
It does happen because some people sleep their way to the top, and it
Yes.
doesn't matter what profession it is.
Yes.
And because, but then again, it goes back. What if the girl is fast? What if she's loose?
Yes.
You know,
and that clearly is something.
Right.
But I also think that there's some mental weakness on her part that he is exploiting.
Right.
The girl tried to commit suicide previously. The paperwork from the hospital said that she had a bad breakup with her boyfriend, and that was a cry for help or whatever.
Right.
So that she's not that far removed from that.
Like I say, man, I mean, do you think this guy needs help or jail time?
I think he needs a little bit of both.
Yeah, because it clearly goes to show you, especially if these latest allegations are true. It clearly shows you, which we already known, that this guy has a problem.
I'm glad he did the interview, because if he didn't do the interview, he would have been, had he done an interview like this 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we would have been able to see some of this stuff, and I think he would have been able to get away with it as long. But because he kind of stayed kind of reclusive, not too many interviews, he was able to kind of hide and just let the music speak for him. But this exposes the fact something's wrong with him.
At this point, now his career is pretty much over, and I really think that this interview, you may say it somewhat helped. I think it totally hurt him.
No, I think that it hurt him, but I think it helped the public at large because it exposed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
It helped us as the public
because now we get to see his mindset,
yes.
his mode of thinking.
Yes.
And it's kind of like, and you kind of like, dude, are you? And how old are you? I mean, serious, because when I was looking at the clips, and I'm gonna watch the whole thing tomorrow, I'm sitting there like, you can't be serious,
He said, "Oh, should get some shoes from my uncle down the street." What the hell was he talking about? He said,
okay. Like I've said this before, man. With this guy, man, I just don't see what he sees in these young girls. What he's getting out of it. You're clearly sick, and you're a mega star like that, man. I mean, you could have any woman, and when I say woman, I mean of age,
grown woman of age,
whether it's mid 20s and up. You can have any woman you want, and then you choose to keep praying and pursuing these children. I just don't get it. I don't get it, man. I mean, it's like, and he's older than us,
right? And
I can't understand his mode of thinking. It's like, what are y'all going to talk about? Because that's the first thing. I mean, because sex is only going to last but a hot 5 minutes before you get tired of that shit. You know what I mean? And then it's like, I gotta talk to you. What are we going to talk about?
So he didn't answer direct questions, though.
Yeah.
So that part, I think he was rehearsed on. When she asked about holding women captive, he didn't say no. He said, "Why would I? How stupid would it be for me with my crazy past and what I've been going through? Oh, right now, I just think I need to be a monster, hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement and don't let them eat, don't let them out." So the answer is yes or no. Okay, what's the answer?
It's complicated.
Yeah. And you live in an apartment, so we know they're not chained up in the basement. There is no basement.
But didn't they say that he was holding the girls at the studio? Or?
Yeah, but he hasn't been paying the rent at the studio.
Oh. I mean,
they've been trying to evict him from the studio.
Like I say, man, I think he used his celebrity, his money to woo these girls. They living in a luxurious apartment and, probably buy them clothes or whatever. And, they kids, they don't know no better. They're enticed by the material thing.
Yeah.
You know? And but like I say, it's a shame for a guy with a career and so talented as him to, this is what you're always going to be known for.
Right.
You know, I mean, that cloud is always going to stick over his head, and you know, it's just a waste. You know, I mean, tremendous talent, scumbag as a person. You know, and it's a shame, man. You know,
is there any way at this point for him to return?
No. You know, man, man, you know, he had a tour scheduled in Europe.
Yeah.
All that's canceled.
Yeah.
No, he's done now. The public perception of him is did a 180.
I mean, people, this is as bad as it's been.
Yeah.
People love a comeback story. People love a redemption story.
Right.
Can he turn his life over? He would have to admit what he's done.
He not going to do it. R. Kelly's
He
going to jail.
ain't going to do it.
He's going to jail.
That's what I'm saying.
And
you know about these things. Will jail break him?
Right. But Diamond, you got to remember, in the early 2000s, we didn't have social media.
Right.
So it was a different climate.
Yeah.
Now with social media and the information, bam, instantly.
Real time information. Yeah.
You know, and because everybody's talking about it now. Everybody's talking about it.
Right.
I mean, people were talking about it back then, but now
not like this.
Not like this with the social media. And I mean, his reputation is ruined. You know, I mean, you know, it's ruined.
Yeah.
You know, you've been dropped by the label. You really, nobody's going to book you to perform no more.
No.
Because that's how he was getting by.
No features.
No.
Definitely no features.
No.
He ain't been having no features in a minute.
Nobody's definitely going to want to work with you now and destroy their career.
Best of Both Worlds 3, you can cancel that.
Shit. You know, because even the person, the woman that bailed him out,
yeah,
she's catching a bunch of flack.
There was a bomb threat called in at her daycare center.
You just wasted $100,000. His ass is back in jail.
Well, my thing was with that, if you were going to pay something, she should have paid the child support. He probably should have just chilled for a minute. The bail probably would have went down, right? Pay, because he just wanted to get out. Yeah, if he had $350K in the bank, he should have paid that. Used that to pay the daggone child support. He thought he was going home that night.
Well, the thing is, does he have? Now he said he had to get to the money, blah blah blah. Now that's probably true.
Yeah.
You know, if you locked up, you got to go through all this shit. But it's like, dude, I mean, he's done now, man. You know, I mean, like as far as his career, that's over with. You know, I mean, he had a good ride. He screwed it up. You know.
Well, I've said this before. I think that there is a way. He would have to go all the way gospel. Turn his life over. That religious community may accept him.
Hey, look, man, Diamond. Let's just say he does get convicted for these latest accusations. Okay, let's just say hypothetically he gets 10 years.
Okay,
we just gonna use 10 years. Okay, if he gets out in 10 years, he'll be 62, 63.
He ain't gonna do 10 though.
I'm just saying.
So let's say he did 5.
Even 5, dude. I mean, first of all, the music scene is completely different than it was in the 90s and the 2000s.
Yes.
So I just don't see it working. I really don't see it working.
Yeah.
You know,
like what is he gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because your heyday was a long time. I mean, he had a long, good ride. He had some giant hits.
Songwriting, production,
possibly, but it's got to be a hit
for other people. I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But then, you know, is anybody going to want to work with him? You know, because when they see written by or produced by R. Kelly,
I mean, I think there's going to always be people because some of the girls he met at the last trial. He met one of the girls when he was on trial the last time.
Yeah.
And these parents taking him to the concert. R. Kelly did bring up a good point. He said that the parents are the age to be of his typical fans. Man, and they brought the daughter there. And the daughter was younger then than she is now.
Exactly. You know, and like I say, I fault the parents and him. Definitely him. I fault the parents too, man, because it's like this, man. You know, you mean to tell me you're willing to sacrifice your own child to be sexually abused by a grown man?
I don't believe that. And so, did the parents want their daughter to be successful and maybe R. Kelly can help them out, yes.
I believe that.
I believe that. I don't think that they sold him to R. Sold her to R. Kelly like he said.
No. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But the thing is, man. Okay. It's one thing letting your child work with him, but that child will be supervised 24/7 around him. He would not be alone with this child.
Yeah.
And see, that's what I fault the parents on.
Yes.
You know, not because he put a couple dollars in their pocket and they can get lost for a couple hours. No, it don't. No. That's why I fault the parents, man. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you go back to the Aaliyah thing, she was not supervised around him. That's what all that time in the studio. Them two, you don't know what the hell's going on.
And that's what happened. They had that alone time.
Right.
And we're assuming the first girl, Aaliyah.
That we know of.
Right. But it could be more.
Could be. Like I say, this is the first girl that we know of now. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him because I didn't feel sorry for him almost 20 years ago, and I don't feel sorry for him now.
I don't like to see nobody in jail.
I don't either, man. But it's like
I don't feel sorry for him.
It's like, okay, let's say your motto is robbing banks, and you keep doing this shit and keep going to jail. Evidently, look, dude, it's not meant to be. You deserve to be in jail. Well,
evidently you like it. We know people that have had that challenge,
right?
What I'm saying?
And like this guy keeps doing the same thing again. You have a problem. And they're gonna sit you down. They're gonna sit you down for I don't know how many years. Now with these 10 counts, I don't know how much time they talking about. But he's looking at probably even if he's convicted on a couple of them, a significant amount of time in jail.
As he should.
Because I don't think no jury. And this is the thing. It's kind of like the Suge Knight syndrome.
Well,
you're known for bad shit.
Good point.
A jury, everybody knows who Suge Knight was. Everybody knows who R. Kelly was and what R. Kelly is about. The whole world knows. So when you get a jury, he's pretty much screwed, man. He's pretty much screwed. It's just like with Suge. He had to take that plea deal because he would have never got out. And like with R. Kelly, it's like, dude, you didn't. Because you keep getting accused of the same shit.
Over and
over. So you must be doing this shit. Yeah, we believed your ass. We didn't believe you, but you got away with the shit 20 years ago, and you got away with the shit with you got off on it with the Leah thing.
But I think you brought up a great point, and I think that a lot of people are talking about we ignored it before or we let him get past. But a big part of that, why it's not happening now, is because of social media. It's so in your face now. Before, it wasn't, unless you read the magazines or you watched those shows, you watched MTV or those kind of shows. They weren't talking about it on the nightly news. Because now they talking about on the nightly news.
Right, because it was more of like secondhand gossip. It was more of like a rumor. Well, we don't know if it was true or not. But now with everything bam, bam, bam in your face, this is not helping them either.
Yeah.
And then like with that special, look how many people have watched that stuff with Gayle King. Yeah. Look how many people have watched that, and look at social media. Either they talking about it or they joking about it.
Right, and it's like you said with the memes. Those memes last forever. The crying Jordan face. Oh, he didn't replace the crying Jordan face.
He didn't retire the Jordan one,
and the Jordan one was funny.
But this one with R. Kelly is even funnier. Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like that's just gonna stick. It's
until the next crying person comes. Right, and the Jordan thing lasted for a while.
Yeah, but this is something new. So they already running crazy with it now.
Yeah. So it is what it is. So I guess we're giving blame to everybody.
Listen, man. Okay, the parents, him, and then the people that was around him that was turning a blind eye on what they saw and what they knew what was going on. So listen,
and participated in.
Yeah, because y'all protecting this motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's like because maybe y'all was part of his entourage or whatever, or could have been a good close friend, or I don't know. You know, but people had to know what was going on. You know, people knew what was going on, so it's like it's a lot of people's fault. You know, y'all know what this guy was doing. You know. So it is what it is, man.
Well, I mean, we'll see how this goes. Do you think? I guess last thing, do you think he's going to get out of jail next week? His publicist predicts that they need till next week to get the money together, and they'll bail, pay the fine. But once they pay that, the child support, they still got to prepare for a case.
Possibly he'll get out next week. Possibly, because I think possibly. Now I got one for you. Do you think this guy is possibly suicidal?
No.
You don't think so?
No. But I do think that he doesn't have a problem walking that line and making people think that. Mm-hmm. But that's a bad move for him to portray it like that. Okay. That's a bad move.
Okay.
I think that one thing's for sure, the intensity level that he displayed in that interview with Gayle shows that he can go from 0 to 100 really quickly.
Right.
And she held herself together nicely. A lot of interviewers would have flipped or gotten really scared, and you know what I mean, and the situation would have got even worse or looked worse.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
She held it down nicely.
I gotta say, man, I mean, with him, I really can't tell you how this case is gonna go with him, but
yeah, I don't know.
In my honest opinion, it's not looking good for him.
But it is gonna be interesting.
It is, because, and I think a lot of people are really gonna be sitting to see, you know, what really happens down the road, and because I don't, you know, like I say, unlike the early 2000s and the 90s, like I say, we're in a different time, a different atmosphere now, and it's not to his benefit.
Right.
So we're going to see what happens, man. You know.
Well, we'll definitely be around to talk about it. Thank you, sir.
No problem, man.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section.
Oh, yeah.